Hi, my name is Trisha. Today I'm going to take you through a brief 15-minute video on foam rolling. Foam rolling can be done before a workout or after a workout, or both, depending on the time you have available, but it should never take the place of genuine true stretching. There are a lot of benefits to foam rolling before a workout. It can help you activate the muscles you're specifically going to hit. So I'm going to take you through a full body, but let's say you're just going to do a leg workout. You could cut through and just do the leg portion of the foam rolling. After a workout, it's great for a cool down. It's also good to release the buildup in the muscles and to prevent extended muscle soreness. So there's a lot of good benefits of it. Range of motion, it can definitely help with range of motion, in addition to a great stretching program as well. So before beginning, of course, like any other exercise, consult your doctor, consult your physician, make sure you're cleared for this. If you do have back injuries or back complications, I would definitely advise you to talk to your doctor or your physician before doing the back portion of this specifically. Also, if you have any knee injuries or knee surgeries or anything, you also want to make sure you're cleared to go for the lower portion. So before that, we're going to get started. This is the foam roller I have. Okay, this is one of the longer ones. There are some you can buy that are half this size. Those will work as well. Obviously, you'll just have to modify the range of motion of it. Worst case scenario, I know not everyone has access to a foam roller right now at home, but if you have some type of tennis ball, I know a lot of people have their own tennis balls at home, you can do muscle myofascial release is what it's called, using a tennis ball as well. Again, you're gonna have to modify it, but you'll still be able to do that same type of pressure, modifying what we're gonna do with the foam roller here and just using your own tennis ball at home. So we're gonna start with the back. I'm gonna have you start with this long ways down your spine, and I'm gonna do a lot of shoulder mobility, shoulder warm up, okay? So you're gonna lay all the way down your spine from tailbone. You do want your head to reach on the foam roller as well. Make sure your low back stays. You don't want that low back lifted up. Low back should be planted on. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the arms overhead and then out to the side. Now when you do that, make sure your low back, your hips don't rise up. You wanna keep pressure down all along your spine. And what you wanna feel here is that foam roller digging into those shoulder blade, scapular muscles. That's a hard place to stretch, and I found the foam roller is a great way to activate those muscles back there and to help relieve any type of tension as well. If you have any shoulder problems, this might be a good thing to help release all the buildup of muscles in the shoulder blade area, which will then release tension in that actual shoulder joint. So when you're doing this on your own, you want to spend some time, okay? Do about 10 reps or so, but whatever you have time for, and you'll get to know your body and what's best. After going out to the side, we're gonna keep the spine the same way, arms overhead, and you're gonna reach up and over your head. Again, don't let that low back lift off the foam roller. So you almost wanna get a little core exercise in here as well while you're taking those arms overhead. This is a great way to see range of motion. You want to go as far overhead as you can without arching your spine. See if you can get those thumbs all the way back towards the ground and come up. And you'll start to notice as you do this continually, you should get a little more range of motion each and every time you're doing it. See, now I'm getting a little bit lower, getting towards the ground. Again, don't cheat. Keep that low back down. That's the hard part. Let's go one more. Overhead, trying to get those thumbs to the ground. Now we're gonna go a big circle overhead. So palms are up. You wanna keep your arms as close to the ground as possible, and you're gonna come all the way, circle up overhead, and release. Okay, overhead, reverse it back down, and again, 10 reps or so, okay? Just trying to get your body warmed up and used to these motions. This is getting those shoulder blades to move and trying to get all in those deeper muscles back there. This is great if you're gonna go right into an upper body workout. If you're gonna be doing a lot of shoulder overhead press, military press, if you're gonna be doing bench press, These are all great warm-ups because again, we're getting a little bit of a chest stretch here too, opening that chest up as those arms go overhead. Okay, we're gonna release that. So come on off that foam roller. Those are great ones to do vertically down your spine. Now we're gonna flip the foam roller, okay, horizontally, and I'm gonna position it right underneath my shoulder blades, okay? So about mid-spine, mid-back, and right underneath those shoulder blades. Okay, a couple options. You can keep the hips down. This might be enough pressure here, okay, with those hips down. If you feel like you want some more pressure and you've done this before, it gets easier the more you do it, okay? If you want some more pressure, go ahead and lift those hips up, okay? And now you can add that twist in. This is great before any type of latissimus workout, okay? If you're gonna be doing pull-ups, if you're gonna be doing lat pull-downs, if you're gonna do any of those back motions, this is a great one, an often forgotten muscle to get stretched and properly warmed up. This is also one of those muscles, when we're putting this pressure on it, it makes your body aware of that particular muscle, okay? So when you start feeling the muscle, stretching the muscle, it then makes it easier to work the muscle properly and feel it in the way it should be working, okay? So you'll see we can rotate, and then if I find a tight spot, I'm gonna linger there a little bit. So if I feel this is tight, I'm just gonna kind of lean in and do a little 2-inch roll up and down, just really digging into that particular tight spot, okay? And as you do this more, you'll start to feel those tighter spots, and it might change day to day. You might always have those little trigger spots, and you'll know what to get to. But the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll feel with it, and the easier it is to identify your tight spots. So you'll get to feel it. Once you're in those areas, you can spend a little more time on them. Okay, we're gonna move on. I'm gonna just roll this down now. Now I want your low back on it, okay? So it's gonna sit right over your hip bones. I'm gonna bring my back all the way down to the ground, okay? And this might be enough pressure. Just here, laying on it, it might be enough pressure. But there are a lot of things I like to do to open up the hips from here. So I'll bring one knee in towards my chest, okay? A good muscle activation tool, okay? And then I know a lot of people have low back issues. This really could help, again, after checking, making sure you're cleared for this, but it could help provide that tension back there that just releases the muscles, okay? Takes the stress out of them. And now we're gonna get to some more mobile exercises. So then after doing the one knee, if that feels okay, you can advance to a double knee up, adding this twist in here, getting the rotation that we need in the hips. Again, this is gonna be good if you're going into any type of squat, lunges, deadlifts, anything like that. If this tension feels okay, we can add on one step further and we can actually cross over. Now I'm putting a lot of tension on this left side now that's on the foam roller, okay? I'm gonna twist over, take the other leg cross body, put tension on. If you'll notice, my upper body, I'm trying to stay pretty stationary in my upper body, okay? So I'm trying to keep those shoulder blades down, making sure I'm getting the rotation in my hips and not in my torso. Let's go one more time. This is quite a bit of pressure if you've never done this before. And make sure you're breathing. I haven't said that yet, but make sure you're breathing. Release, come on up. So those are all the ones I like to do for the back, for the spine. Now, we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna go into the lower body now. We'll start with the glutes, okay, since it's right down the chain. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna sit on the foam roller, okay? You're gonna sit with both hips on here, okay? For balance, your hands are gonna reach behind you. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a figure four. I'm gonna take that left leg, cross it, put it up on my right knee. Now, to get into this left glute even more, I can kind of lean into it, roll we're getting that piriformis and glute medius out, which again are often muscles that are left out of stretching. So you can start rolling. Another thing we can do is twist back and forth, kind of putting some different type of pressure on this knee and finding those tight spots. Okay, so again, I'm rolling. Once I get to a tight spot, I might linger there a little bit and kind of shift my body around, almost like you're giving yourself a little massage. Okay, then you'll go to the other side. Again, that leg comes up, okay, and then you're gonna twist onto your side. Okay, same thing on that side. Okay, so that's getting the glutes out pretty good. Now, we're gonna face forward. I'm gonna move the foam roller in front of me and I'm gonna lay on it. Now we're gonna get those quad muscles ready. Again, this is a great one. You'll probably see people doing this. This is a fairly common one. But again, as a warm-up tool, I would use it before going into squats, lunges, deadlifts, any of those big muscle group exercises. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna kneel right behind it and you're gonna roll over, okay? You can either hold yourself in this push-up position or come down to a low plank. Either way is fine. Okay, I'm gonna start with the legs just straight, okay? Rolling all along my thigh, from my hips all the way down to my kneecap. This is one way. Again, if you feel a tight spot, you wanna linger there, okay? Make this as productive as possible. So I feel some tightness in those upper thighs, and I'm just gonna kind of dig in, put more pressure, and roll in a 2-inch margin back and forth, okay? From here, we can get the inner thigh stretched out. So instead of my leg being straight, I'm actually gonna open my leg up, okay? And I'm now activating that inner thigh, okay? This is a great one to do before, if you're gonna do lateral lunges, anything that's using goblet squats, any of those exercises that are really gonna be using the inner thigh adductors, okay? So then I can twist, okay? You'll just see I'm just doing a little twist, bending that knee up, and then getting into the inner thigh, okay? So I'm not straight anymore, I'm getting into that inner thigh. Now, you'll probably see this one again. Everyone says it's the IT band. It is, but you're also really releasing tension in that lateral quad, which is really what holds that tension, okay? So I'm gonna come on my side. Again, you can hold high or hold low, your choice, whatever is more comfortable. This foot that I have crossed over is just for balance. I'm rolling out this bottom leg and I'm going all along my thigh again, from hip to my kneecap. This is probably pretty tight, I would say, on the majority of people. Again, it gets easier the more you do it. If it's really painful now, don't give up, keep doing it. You'll start to feel those muscles release. Again, you're giving yourself a massage. So if you've ever had a deep tissue massage, it does. It's kind of, I mean, it is painful, but at the end of it, you feel so much better. So this is kind of along that same mindset. You're releasing the tension, also activating the muscles, okay? So now I'm feeling a tight spot closer to my kneecap. So I'm gonna sink in and really try to dig in there. Another thing we can do here, this bottom leg, I have it straight, but now I felt this tight spot. I'm actually gonna stay on that tight spot, that trigger spot, and I'm gonna bend and flex and extend that bottom knee over it, providing that extra bit of motion really engages the muscles you want and can dig in there a little bit more. So that's a nice little trick to have too. Okay. The last one we're gonna do, we're gonna roll out those calves, okay? Another often overlooked muscle, I'm gonna show 2 different variations, okay, on the foam roller to get those calves out, okay? So, you can either be laying on it like this. This might be enough pressure, okay? If you've never done this before, this might be enough, okay? If you need a little more, go ahead and take one leg, push it down on the other, cross over. Now you've just increased the force on that bottom leg, on that calf. If you even need more, you can actually lift yourself up. This becomes a little bit challenging here, just lifting yourself up, but now I have way more pressure applied on that calf, okay? So one thing I like to do here is point the toe out and in, okay, to get the inner and outer sides of those calf muscles as well, okay? Don't forget about all angles. Okay, now, This is a different one that I really like doing, okay? Looks a little strange, but I'm gonna bring the foam roller back behind, okay? Your feet can either be up on your toes or they can be down. I like them down. It allows me a little bit more range, okay? You're gonna push that foam roller up against you, and then you're gonna sit on it, okay? It doesn't look like you're doing much, but if you do it, I promise you're gonna feel those calves really, there's a lot of pressure on the calves, okay? So you can just sit here, okay? That might be enough. You can kind of shift side to side, getting a little alternating pressure from calf to calf. This is another great one to do before or after squats. Okay, again, any of those big muscle group lower body exercises you're doing. Okay, so release that. Okay, I hope I gave you some good beneficial tools, exercises in particular to use with the foam roller. Okay, again, it can be used either before or after a workout for different reasons or both. Okay, some people prefer it before, some people prefer it after, but it's a great tool to use, and I would just encourage you to try some of these out. See if you can find some of those trigger spots and see if you can't feel yourself kind of getting a little massage in the process. So hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will catch you next time with a brand new video.